2 down in the first inning, and Mark Grace will be coming up. A lot of people in the Midwest like to come to California on vacation, but that would not include the Chicago Cubs. In the playoffs in '84 and this year in '89, they went 0 for 3 in San Diego. They're 0 for 2 in San Francisco, so they're 0 for 5 in the state. Grace hitting .333 against Russell. Good sinker. 0-1.
Russell, an outstanding off-speed pitch. This is the changeup. You can see it just die. Will come up and look like a fastball. Velocity-wise, will not get there.
Grace, a fine hitter, and has enjoyed a great deal of success here at Candlestick Park. He's hitting just under .400 here at Candlestick. 0-1. Sinker away, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Talking about the change of speeds that Russell will use, a fastball in the mid-80s and occasional 88 or 90. The changeup, as you saw, about 70. Many times it's not how hard you throw, but the difference between the velocity of your changeup and your fastball can be equally as effective as a Nolan Ryan fastball.
Walden committed and just did get back. So Jerome Walden.
Oh, he had him dead to rights. Walden taken off, and I don't think Rick Russell saw him to begin with. Stepped off. There wasn't a need really for him to step off. Just looking out of the corner of his eye, he may not have been able to see the entire picture. And a good job by Walden to get back in.
1-1 to count to Mark Grace. And he goes the other way, hits it foul down the line and slicing back into the seats. And the count 1-2. Naturally, you feel that all of the pressure is on the Cubs. They must win or it's all over. But the Giants know their own history. The Giants, like the Cubs, have had their share of skeletons. They got into the '62 World Series and lost. Got into the '71 League Championship Series and lost. Got into the '87 League Championship Series and lost. 1-2. One of the more inspirational people in the ballpark for the young Giants today. One of the all-time greats. And Willie Mays out here taking in the game. 1-2 to Grace. Lined into right field. Coming up is Sheridan. It's in front of him for a base hit. He slips and falls down, but Walden was going to third anyway. And so the Cubs, thanks to the phenomenal hitting of Mark Grace, have runners at first and third with 2 out, and Andre Dawson the batter.
Mark Grace has just continued to hit throughout this entire series. That was an off-speed pitch up. The Giants have seemingly wanted to try to get Grace out going to left field. See Sheridan slightly slipping on the wet turf in the outfield. It's a very thick outfield. The grass here is very thick. There's been a little pop at the end, and everybody hitting the bottom half of the ball.
Ground ball to Mark Grace. He hangs the feed to Bilecki. Got him. Close play at first base. Great hustle by Robbie Thompson, and a good hang by Mark Grace so that Bilecki could field it without breaking stride.
Good teamwork between Grace and Bilecki here. This is not an easy play. Pitcher's got to come down that line. You know that Thompson running has excellent speed. Grace makes a good feed right at the bag. That's really the key, so you catch it and boom, can take a step and hit the bag. First base umpire Randy Marsh right on top of it. Another look from the right field camera. The key is a decent feed, a little bit high.
We go to the 4th inning with the Cubs leading the Giants 1-0. It'll be Mark Grace, Andre Dawson, and Luis Salazar. If you joined us a little late in the 3rd inning, Jerome Walden hit a fly ball to left field, and despite the fact he was wearing sunglasses, Mitchell did not flip him down, lost it in the sky, and it went for a 2-base error. And then Ryan Sandberg doubled him in. And so Mitchell, who has been the difference in so many Giant games this year, is the difference defensively, at least for the moment. There's a line drive at Clark. Boy, what a tough out is Mark Grace. Even when they get him, he hits a bullet.
Second time in this game that he's pulled the ball. You see it down in the strike zone, but this time right at Will Clark. Boy, is he hot. What a beautiful swing. Now with a great swing, a great strikeout, base on balls ratio. About this, I'd be very surprised if they pitched to him.
Mark Grace is only hitting .647. They walked him intentionally once. That was in game 2. The outman has been Andre Dawson, and he is on deck. And they're going to walk Grace, and again, Andre Dawson will be in the pressure spot.
You know, Roger Craig feels that it's going to be a one-run ball game, and he's playing a one-run ball game. It doesn't look like you're going to win a game 4-3 or 3-2 if Dawson hits the ball out. But it doesn't make a difference because it looks like it's a 2-1 game anyway.
It's amazing, and occasionally it will happen. I go back to the 1952 World Series, the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees, and the great Gil Hodges. Now the 2-0 pitch. High pop fly on the right side. Sandberg going out looking for help. Here comes Dawson, and it'll be flagged by Grace. Sandberg turned his back as he flipped his sunglasses down, and he never saw the ball. Sandberg was out of the play, and it was Mark Grace, who earlier this year in a game at Candlestick lost a fly ball in the sun, but not that time.
A very high sky here at Candlestick. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful sunny blue day. One of the things that Chicago Cubs don't have to contend with.
Goosebumps maybe, but not perspiration. Almost 80 degrees. And the batter, Mark Grace. 1-0 Cubs. Top of the 6th.
One of the things Zim will try to do, obviously we talked about before, put men in motion, hit and run. You stay out of the double play.
When not going. Interesting thing about Mark Grace, he's probably the only cleanup hitter around who is rated so high as a hit and run hitter. In fact, Don Zimmer said he's the best hit and run man he's had in 12 years.
Well, he's not really a cleanup hitter. He's hitting fourth, obviously, for the Cubs. If that's because Andre Dawson has scuffled so much. Grace is really a number 3 hitter. Best hitter on that ball club. They tried Ryan Sandberg in the number 3 spot early in the season for the Cubs, and he just did not do well. Emotionally, mentally, just was not a good number 3 hitter.
Fouled away, 1-1. The count to Mark Grace.
One of the things that Zim did when he put Mark Grace into the number 4 spot, you see Chuck Cartier flashing the sign, say, don't change, don't try to hit home runs, don't change your style. You be the same kind of contact hitter, go to left for 2 strikes, take advantage of a count type of hitter. I don't want a home run hitter here. I just want you hitting, and you just happen to be hitting in the number 4 spot.
Ball 2. Today, Grace singled to right and lined out to Will Clark. He's hitting .625 in the league championship series. And hitting .400 at Candlestick Park this year. On deck, and perhaps in another spotlight situation, is Andre Dawson, and you can just imagine what he's thinking. Lined into right field, base hit. Wynn sees Sheridan play a one-hopper, and he's on his way to third. And for the umpteenth time in this 1989 League Championship Series, Andre Dawson has a chance to do something.
Another ball hit right on the nose by Mark Grace. Ahead in the count, and he takes advantage of it. He doesn't try to overdo. He doesn't try to take more than the pitcher offers. It seems that every time the pitcher makes a mistake to Grace, he is on a hot streak. He hits the ball hard. One of the 5 hitters in the National League to hit .300. Great bat control.
Andre Dawson.
Our graphic man downstairs.
Chopper to deep in the hole. Dunstan's long throw gets by. Grace backing up is Girardi, and into second base goes Williams. It'll be 1-1. A base hit, and then Dunston drawing the error for the overthrow.
Dunston thinks he can go any place on the field and throw anybody out. A terrifically strong arm would have taken a great play by Grace at first. Remember here at Candlestick, a lot of foul territory.
If there is one thing tougher than losing, it's being forced to sit there and watch the winners. We'll follow the